skip to the Kinna Zachar Asher Asa Tzar Befinim. This is this the number. Okay, it's 16. Zachar Asher Asa Tzar Befinim is based on. It's really based on two Gemaras in Gittin on Daf Nun Zayin Amadei. The Gemara starts on. It's Gemara really that goes through a few blot in Gittin Daf Nun Vav Nun Zayin and Ches. I encourage you. It's fascinating Gemaras there. It talks about Unkelus raised up the neshama, whatever that means, but of Titus, of Isaiah Ish, and of one other person, and he communicates with them about what happens to them. And Bilam as well. It's fascinating Gemaras over there. But this kin is based on part of that Gemara, two parts of that Gemara. The first is what happened. And it's a Medrash Tanchuma as well. What happened when Titus went into the Beis Hamikdash, specifically into the Kodesh Kadashim? And the Medrash Tanchuma asks that why Nadav and Avihu, who entered the Kodesh Kadashim, they entered the Mishkan inappropriately, they were killed immediately. They had good intentions, and Titus obviously with his terrible intentions, and yet he was able to leave unharmed. And then the second part of the Kinnah talks about also later on in that Gemara about the 400 children, 200 boys, 200 girls, who were being taken back to Rome for Znus, and they recognized that, and they decided that it was better. The Gemara goes through, they make a Kavachomer, that Hashem is going to, there's a promise made to the Yabasha, that the Yam is going to, right, because the Mitzrayim was spit out on the Yabasha, so they made a whole Kavachomer. You can see it in the Gemara, but the idea was that they realized that they should give up their lives, Al Kiddush Hashem, and drown themselves. But the Gemara tells us the girls did it first because a woman has a stronger level of emunah pshuta, than a man does. So the girls jumped first, and then the boys jumped afterwards. So the beginning, Zechar Sharatzat Zarbafinim, remember what that enemy Titus did inside the Beis Hamikdash. Shalom Charboy Balaf Nai Balafnim. He took out his sword and went in the Kodesh Kadashim. Nachlasenu Bies. We were shocked. Our heritage was shocked. When he was mitami lechem apanim, the gida paroiches b'al panim, and he pierced the paroiches. Yisayim gial b'magin madam. This nation, who's a Yasaim, was disgraced by his shield, which had blood on it. By Yamadid kav v'maradamdam, he drew a line in a reddish color. Again, referring to that Chazal about the when he pierced the paroiches, blood came out. Al ha'goysa avoyos gavar, because this person, right, this person of flesh and blood came up with a scheme against HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'not el yadai lemula ileskaber, raised his hand against HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because if the same, it's right, a little bit tzava, right? That you fought all these nations, and look, I came in here and I just pierced the brothers, and then I killed them. Right? That the Nadav and Avihu went in, and they were killed immediately, and yet he takes a zayna inside, and nothing happens. The servants of Hashem used to stoke the Beis Hamikdash in the Beis Hamikdash with flames of fire. And then Hashem sends down a fire to destroy it. And you go through. He takes out the klishares, brings them back to Rome, and that the Kohanim who were there at the Churban by Yesheni were waiting to see if the Mazikim that Hashem had in the Beis Hamikdash who would attack anyone who went into the Kodesh Kadashim would attack him. And when Titus came out unharmed, they couldn't handle emotionally they couldn't handle it, and so they committed suicide. And then at the end, he goes down to Atakatsafta Virashesa Lepanos, Yiladam Asher Abraham Kamum Misham Lipanois, children without a mum were removed from there. Lamarak Shagayim Velashat Elamechapanois, Shulchan Meretz Utz, they were carried off the land of Utz, B'shalosh Finos on 3 ships, and it goes through Ashivenu, Shivu, Kevo, V'nichtayam. They cried out, bring us back, meaning they weren't sure they're committing suicide. Is it allowed? So they cried out, Hashem should bring us back by Tchias HaMesim, V'shitfu Atzim Yachad Limpal Bayam. They joined together to jump into the sea. And Shir is Shishpakli Shayru Kal Yam. They sang songs of Shira like they were by the Yamsuf. Right? And so the kinda there. So again, these two Gemaras, which again I encourage you to look up. It's Gittin Daf Vav and Zayin and Ches to read about the terrible tragedy of what happened at the time of the Churban by Yesheni.